Hey guys, what's up? What we're doing today is we're working on a 2006 599 Honda Hornet. If you're lucky enough to have one of these, sell it. I'm just playing. It's a nice bike. I like it. It's just not made for somebody my size. I'm a 300-pound dude. So the forks were a little soft. They would bottom out. The first time that I hit a nice pothole, I just bought this thing. So first time I hit a nice pothole with it, I jammed my nuts right into the gas tank. So what we're gonna do is I just did one of them, and it is very helpful to have an extra set of hands. If you have an extra set of hands, just for a quick end of it, it only takes the other person about maybe 2 minutes to help you out. It could be the old lady, it could be anybody that's smart enough to thread something. So I've gotten a bike this far. Like I said, I just took the forks off. I did one. I've gotten to this point. I'm not going to make a huge video about how to do this, how to do that. You know, if you can't get the bike to this point, you probably ought not be trying to do this anyway. And I probably ought to not be doing it, but I'm hard-headed and I'm sure as hell going to try. So here's the top. You loosen that once you get in there. And of course I can't do this freaking one-handed. Hold on a sec, let me set this here, see if it'll still pick up. Jesus. Crazy. Oh god. Alright, so hopefully this is in the picture. You're going to screw your outer piece down. And that's just going to slide down. And now, settle. This is where it gets fun. These springs are worn out, so it's easy to do it, to take it apart. But when you're putting it back together, you're going to need another set of hands. So you got to pull this plastic piece down, pull that up, and get that wedged under there. You got to go down another maybe 1.5 inches, well, maybe just an inch, to be able to get on the nut. What I've found is these little things here work pretty good. Maybe. The first time I was just able to put my hand on it and pull it down. So I'm going to try to do this without fucking myself up. Oh god. There's the nut. Alright. So there's a nut. I don't know if you see that right there. Hopefully you can. If not, this video is for shit. It's 14 millimeter. Where is my 17? And basically, you're going to unscrew the top part. Oh lord. This is so freaking insane. And that should unscrew off of the shaft in here. And that's how you get the spring off. And there she blows. There's the thread she threads into. Set that aside. You won't need it again until reassembly. Pull this out, and there's the little, that helps you out any. It took me a little bit to try to figure out how to do it the first time, but I tried to figure it out that way I wouldn't look too stupid on this camera. But either way, I think it's gonna work. So there's that. Pull your spring out. Oh, hold on. See, stupid already. Don't pull your spring out. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to come over to my drain. I'm going to try to get as much oil out of this thing as I possibly can. And I'll be back with y'all. Alright, so we're back. I got all that taken care of. She's pretty much as empty as it's going to get. Now what we got to do is we got to take this dust seal off. Inside there is a snap ring, and then basically you grab this with one hand and grab the lower part with the other hand and just yank them apart. As long as that snap ring's out of the way, it'll pull the oil seal right out. And once I get to that point, I'll go ahead and start recording again. I don't have a stand for my camera. It's just I can't tell if I set it up here whether it works or not. Jesus. Let me see if I can maybe jiggle this and make that work. It doesn't look like it's on me. So be as careful as you can at this point. You don't want to scar any of this shit. Just a regular screwdriver, just kind of pry it apart a little bit. There you go. See it just pop right off there. It's going to slide down. And then be prepared to get messy, because it will get messy. I've about a roll and a half of paper towels already, so buy you a few rolls. Don't do it in your wife's kitchen if that's where you like to work on your shit. Flip it upside down. Boom. And let me see. Inside there's the clip. And then there's the oil seal behind it. So, oh gee, fuck, ow, it's got me. Alright, so let me set this back up here. And hopefully it's recording me. Use anything, flathead screwdriver will get it out. It's not a real strong clip. It doesn't have a lot of tension behind it. It's one of these little girls here, guys, whatever you want to call it. Never mind, doesn't work. Flathead. Ew. And when you set it and put no force behind that, it just comes right out. Well, make a liar out of me, are you? And there that is. Take that off if you want to. Set it aside, and then here's where you just take it and pow. Boom. She's out. Alright, set this to the side. You ain't gonna need it no more until you're ready to reassemble. You can't see that. I hope I got all that on camera. So this comes off, this comes off, oil seal comes off. I took this off too because I don't know what any of these damn parts are called, and y'all might, that's fine, but you separate that, that slides off. Let me see if I can do it one-handed here. Like that. There you go. And then that slides off. And this piece, the bearing spacer, which goes down in there. It's got a little slit in it too. That's next. And then this washer. And then your oil seal. Oh, excuse me. Alright, take that, throw it at your kids. Have some fun with it. Junk, no more. So I'm gonna put a new dust seal, a dust cover, whatever, a new oil seal, and put all this back together. I know it sounds kind of weird to leave all this nasty, like you want to clean it up and everything like that, but if you leave the oil on it, it's so much easier. Maybe wipe it down, make sure there's no debris on it or anything like that. Get your dust seal on first, then your oil seal, and then everything else the way that goes, in reverse order is the way you pulled it off. And you're ready to set it back in there, and then I'll show you the hillbilly way I got that oil to sit down, or the oil seal to seat down. So, be back in a couple minutes. Well, maybe. For this stage of it anyway. So now we gotta get this back in here. So, again, I watched the video back, and I mean, I am getting most of the stuff on camera, so hopefully this helps y'all out a little bit, because I really couldn't find any fucking thing on this. I found a guy that had like a 2000, actually that was like a 96 or something like that. And the way he pulled his apart was a little different than the way I had to pull this one apart, so just put that in there like that. There is a tool, I believe, that they make that clips around here, and you just bang, 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 and it goes down. My supplier didn't have the tool. I recommend, if you buy all this shit ahead of time, buy the damn tool. It's, oh Jesus, I knew that was gonna happen. It just makes it easier. So it looks close enough. Buy the tool if you can. Other than that, I cut a piece of PVC, the closest one I had laying around, that would fit. And this is not the recommended way to do this, but it will work. Oh, tap on that side, spin it around, tap on that side. That didn't work for shit. You want to try to go as even as you can so you don't blow the seal out. Well, God damn it. Oh, here's the other half. Can't get me. And make careful that you don't hit that and ding that up. Very bad. And just keep doing that till it goes down. Try to stay as even as you can. Because all in all, if you fuck this seal up, you're gonna be doing this again. God damn it. Again, that tool would make this, ow. Tool would make this so much easier. Like I said, the only reason I didn't get it is because he didn't have it. He suggested using a piece of PVC as well. Again, he said don't, you know. You didn't hear that from me, which means it's not recommended. Okay, now. fucking hurts. It seemed like the first one was so much easier, but maybe it didn't. Looks like we're working it down here. Let's try doing it this way so I don't ding the damn metal. There we go. That ain't gonna work either, is it? Nope. You can kind of see if you look down in here, you can see where the line is. Hey! Slippery little fucker. Alright, now you're just pissing me off. Alright, so I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to get this right, and that way y'all ain't watching me hammer myself and shit like that. I'll be back. That one kicked my butt a little bit. So what we got to do now, that's all together. It's all back. Now we got to put oil in it and bleed it. There's a screw, an Allen down in the bottom of here that the other guy took out of his. Like I said, the one that had the 98. And I took it out the first time, but I didn't really need to. So now what you're gonna do is, here's your rod. You're just gonna dump oil in it. Work that rod up and down a whole lot until you bleed all the air out of it. And then when you're done, you want to get, for this particular bike, Race Tech, which is the springs I'm using. They suggest 100 millimeters. So basically what I did was I took a piece of hose. It's 100 millimeters. I put it right there. And this is not, again, not recommended. It's just one of my hillbilly methods. And I sucked it out of there. When it got to the point where it was close to my mouth, I took it out and spit it in a bottle. I didn't suck any of it into my mouth because that's just weird. A lot of air. Keep going on down. The last one I did this was like a half-hour deal. So I'm gonna see if I can get any action coming out. Yeah, put some more oil in there. Maybe last time I had not enough oil in there, maybe that's why I was having a hard time getting it done, but you can feel it sucking oil up into it. Just gotta work the air out. Yeah, that's much better. There you go. See it coming about the top of that tube. Ooh yeah. You're just gonna work that up and down until you stop seeing air bubbles coming out. Which, that had to be the problem last time. I guess last time I didn't have enough oil in it the first couple times and I just kept sucking in air. But she's yeah, she's good now. Oil's coming up on every stroke. You see it coming at the top of that or not? No air. Push it all the way down. No air. Alright, so we're good to go. Again, here's where it gets a little hairy with the measuring. Depending on who you talk to and what site you go on. Again, I couldn't find out a lot about this particular model. Don't put the spring in it yet. The spring will sit out about there. And then, see if I can do this. So what I'm going to do, a little bit of hillbilliness. I might wind up getting a taste of oil, but, and again, there is the right tool you can buy for this. I'm going to set that there. I'm going to suck the oil out of here, let it siphon into the bottle if it's gonna. It might not. Let's see here. I'm actually sucking air, so there ain't enough in there. Break it up and down just cause. Alright. Redneck modifications at its best. And it's siphoning into that bottle. I don't know if you can see the little air bubbles going or not. And then once it starts sucking air, you're about at the level that they want you to be at. Some people say it doesn't really matter a whole lot whether you're a little bit off or not. I don't know. This is my first motorcycle, so we're just gonna go as close to spec as we can and hope for the best. Any day now. I can see the little bubbles coming up through there, so I know you guys are watching on camera going, what the hell is he doing? This is taking forever. Hopefully this video helps you guys out, because like I said, I couldn't find a whole lot. Apparently these bikes are European. There we go. So my helper just came out.
Do you need it right now?
In about 5 minutes probably.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do, see it's done siphoning now, so now you're at the level you need to be at.
I have no clue what you just said.
I'm doing a video, baby. And now we're at the level we need to be at. And that actually, for both forks, only took one quart. I didn't have to break into the other one yet, which is, I guess, a good thing. I don't know. So here's my Race Tech springs. If you choose Race Tech, you can go online. They could, drop it in slowly. can go online, you can get them to put your weight in, put your bike in, and I'll tell you the best spring they have to fit it. So now, here is the challenging part. And this is where I tried to come up with an idea to do it on my own. Couldn't get it done. And I have to have my daughter help me. So basically what you do is you got your spacer. Alright. Pull that rod up. So that's as far as you got. And as you can see, this sits right there, and there's your problem, right? You can't screw down to this because that's in the way. So what I figured is I put this in there like that. I take 2 of these on each end carefully as I can without springing this off into my daughter's face, pushing this down, and getting her to where she can screw this on top. And then once you do that, you're done. You screw this back on, you bolt it back to the bike, you put the bike back together. That's the hardest part, I think. It is what it is. There's probably a special tool. I don't have it. I don't know of it. So the only thing I can think of is to hold this, compress the springs the best I can, and have my daughter, give her a fair shot at screwing that down. She's pretty smart. I had her actually thread this on there a couple times without this, just to make sure she knew how to thread it. Maybe if you're using your wife or somebody who's not really savvy, you can just get them to thread it on there. And basically, you got to compress that spring, right? And you got to get them to screw this down all the way. And then get your wrench, which is, don't know where it went. Oh, here it is, the 14. Get your wrench on there. And once the wrench is on there, they got to hold it. And then you're going to let loose, and this plastic piece is going to be buttoned up against here. Tighten this down, the best you can. You're going to want to get that tight before you let this wrench out, because once you let this wrench out, you're not going to be able to compress that easily. I mean, some of y'all might, but not as easy as you want it to be, I'm sure. So that's how you do it, or that's how I do it. So I'm going to go get my helper. I'm not going to be able to record it because we're going to work down there on the ground. And it's basically best I can explain it. You got to find a way to keep that out. All right, get your spacer on there. Push the spring down the best you can. And with me, it was just putting my weight on it. I mean, it goes down. It's just you can't hold it down and do all that at the same time. I thought about trying to, rig up some kind of piece of equipment that touches here and you ratchet strap it, and I don't know. I know on cars you have compressor springs and shit like that, or spring compressors or whatever you want to call it. So, all right, I'm gonna go get back to that, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, y'all. She's back together. Went pretty good. I don't see any major problems with the changing it out and seeing, what all I had to do. I mean, I didn't have any special tools here, but I made it work. The only thing I will say is, if you go to your parts guy, and he says, well, the outside looks the same between, let's say, 2004, 2003. This is a 2006. The internals changed inside them forks from 05 to 06. So when he first ordered springs, his distributor had, said that this is what we need, blah, 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 blah. And they were completely the wrong spring. I wound up calling Race Tech, getting back with them, asking them, can I use this spring? Is this spring completely wrong? And we wound up just getting my guy to order the right springs. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If someone says, hey, they're the same forks that come off of a blah, 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 they're the same outside, but they're not the same internally. Internally, they switch something. And my guy at, shout out to Used Bike Emporium in Hanover, Maryland. That's my guy. Good dudes. If you're in Maryland and you guys need parts or anything, go check them out. So at that point, we got the right springs. I just did the job about an hour or two. You know, checking that out, making sure that all worked right. So yeah, it's doable. It's 30 some degrees outside and a little wet, so I'm not going to be able to get the test ride tonight. But before, I'll try to add that video in too. I took a video of me holding the front brake and pushing down on the handlebars, and I was literally able to bottom them front shocks out on the handlebars. Like you can hear them clunking, clunk, clunk, clunk. They were definitely bottoming out. So, job's done. We're good to go. Talk to y'all later.